Jibbery jabbery, flippery flappery. It is Sunday night, and you're joined here live by myself and J Mack. As always, it's always nice to be sitting here on a Sunday evening talking about the best type of conversations, and that is films. J Mack, how are you this evening, my friend?
I am very, very good, man. Thank you. Just not long back for going to see, pardon me, tonight's film of choice. Other than that, it's been a good day. Cleaned my gutters today. That's no euphemism. I actually cleaned my gutters.
He's a man, such a man.
Oh man, you ever seen Orgasmo?
It rings a bell, that name.
It was a film by Trey Parker and Matt Stone. I think it came out in 1998, 97, and it was about a Mormon that becomes a porn star. And that's the premise. But the theme tune at the start goes basically as that. It's just, now you're on my own, my own, and it's in this fucking crazy metal voice that Trey Parker does. It's a funny film, by the way. We should do that at some point on here because it's bonkers.
Yeah,
it's
that'd
absolutely
be good.
bonkers.
Between that and Terkel in Trouble, which I fucking loved.
Mate, still hated that. I honestly hated it.
Thought it was excellent. But maybe that's just the thing, eh? Well, it's going to be interesting tonight chatting to you about Trap. That's why it's the reason everybody like to think that there's new viewers here tonight, purely just to chat about this. From like, I heard it's been quite a busy year for M. Night Shyamalan with his daughters and him, kind of stuff that he's been up to this year. When I seen there was a new film called Trap and that it was by M. Night Shyamalan, I thought, see that wee Shyamalan guy? I'm going to know. I don't want to watch a trailer or nothing. I want to go into it blind. I'm sick of reading about his stuff. I like to just experience it. And his type of films are those kind of films that you can just experience and not because you know they're going to take you somewhere, right? They are.
It's not always in a good way. Like some of these films have been spectacularly pants. Although I did enjoy Knock at the Cabin. A lot of people didn't like it. A lot of folk didn't like it, and I wouldn't argue with somebody that didn't like it. But he has done some pretty stinking stuff recently.
And he's done some great stuff. And then there's films that hit on so many levels, but then miss on just certain elements. But before we get into it, I'm going to show everybody that's tuning in here live the trailer for the new M. Night Shyamalan film. Shyamalan. Here is Trap,
ladies and gentlemen.
Great trailer, by the way. And I'm glad I didn't watch the trailer before I saw the film because when I started watching it, my wife, because I went into it really blind, I had heard a wee bit of rumblings and thought, right, I'm just going to go in. And the concept here is that, so straight out the bat, you know, that Josh Hartnett's character Cooper is a serial killer. So he's like one of these proper Ted Bundy style serial killers. And this concert is a way to catch him because they knew he was going to be there. And a lot of it unravels throughout the film. You're like, oh, how did they know? All the questions you have, to be fair to them, they always answer the questions.
Yeah.
As the more the film goes.
You're kind of asking yourself, it's like, oh, they've missed something here. Why would this be happening? Why would that be happening? But they actually do answer the questions as it goes. So don't get annoyed with it too early because questions do get answered.
Mm-hmm. And as well, like, how great is it to see Josh Hartnett? I think he's phenomenal. And even this.
I was never a big fan of Josh Hartnett, like back when Josh Hartnett was Josh Hartnett, back when he was in fucking everything. I was never a big fan. I found his voice annoying. I found the way he was his eyes were always half shut as well, and it just kind of annoyed me. But much like Leonardo DiCaprio, I think he's getting better as he's getting older. The last thing I seen him in before this was Oppenheimer, and I saw him and I was like, "Fuck, he looks good. He's acting well. He's coming back." And this is another example of that for me, I think.
Ever since Halloween H2O, I've been a Josh Hartnett guy.
The best Halloween film.
One of them. No, I like him in many things. 30 Days of Night, Lucky Number 11. He's Pearl Harbor. He's been in tons of great stuff.
He likes to do films with numbers in the title.
He does.
30 Days a Night, lucky numbers. Well, Slevin is 7.
30 Days and 30 Nights.
No, it was 40 Days and 40 Nights.
That's it. Why did I think 30?
Yeah.
Because of 30.
That was the other one I had.
Slevin isn't a number, though.
It pretty much is. It's lucky number 7 with an L in it, isn't it?
So it makes it Slevin.
Aye. Stop slaving.
Pretty much. So it was great to see him back in this. And by the way, he plays a great serial killer because he's actually multi-dimensional in this film. He really is. If you look at the character, he plays the straight-laced guy phenomenally. He plays the guy that's keeping it cool under pressure. He plays the psycho. There's a lot. You know, when M. Night Shyamalan had the film Split, where James McAvoy was many different characters in the one.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it goes that far, but Josh Hartnett definitely he
carries it to that level. Which
subtly.
Yeah. He's really quite he's charming and menacing when he has to be. Do you know what I mean? Like you're almost rooting for him. Do you find that? You're properly actually rooting for him to get away with it, even though he's pretty heinous. Like,
well, here's the thing as well. I think that's excellent, and we're seeing a lot more of it nowadays. It's the perception change. You're starting to see films through the eyes of the killer. So you start already knowing he's a serial killer, and now you're in his world, and you're like, right, you subconsciously you're like, how would I get out of this if it was me? And you're looking for ways. You're looking for ways to go, how are you going to get out of this? You know,
I see what you mean about kind of seeing it through his eyes. It's not quite in a Violent Nature style. This is much better than that.
It's more fast paced. Lee says, actually found him terrifying while comedic. Quite something. Absolutely.
There's moments where he laughs when he's nervous about stuff. Like he realizes that people are cutting onto things, and he's like, and you're like, he's shitting himself a wee bit. But there's a real kind of dark, like a wry humor right through the whole film that I think helps the film as well. Like I found myself laughing, like out loud laughing quite a lot at just circumstances. And the wee guy that's in the trailer, Jamie, he was fucking brilliant. Loved him.
He was excellent. Thought he was going to get it, but I think again, it shows that like he's like almost this is the type of attitude that Josh Hartnett's character Cooper has. What, I'm a serial killer. I don't just go around like killing anybody. You know what I mean? It's computed. You know what I mean? The point where you think, oh, he's going to kill Jamie. Oh no, but then of course he doesn't. To him, it's like I was never going to kill Jamie. What are you talking about? You know what I mean? Like he makes you feel that as an audience member as you're watching this film, going, oh, I thought Jamie was getting it, but then you kind of understand. No,
can we count that as a spoiler? Saying Jamie doesn't get it, or is it only a spoiler when somebody gets it?
Well, I says there was a point where
Spider-Man does die, but not like that.
No, because I said there was a point where I thought he was going to get it. It might not have been at that point. Do you see what I mean? So you've just actually spoiled it by saying he doesn't get it. I never says he never got it. I says at that point he never got it. J Mac, keep up, mate. Keep up.
I feel like a bit in Liar Liar when he walks out the lift. It was me.
now you've just seen what it's like in the perception of a spoiler or like myself now.
You hoodwinked me into spoiling it for myself.
But I think there's so many excellent things about this film, and then there's some not so excellent things. I think one of the good things about this, because they'll get to a point where I'm going to shit on quite a bit, but I will not do that without saying that it's mixed for me. This is very mixed because there's some really good shit in there, but then there's some actual shit in there, things that I'm like, come on, right? But one thing that I do want to point out is that every character in this had a purpose, and that doesn't. Sometimes you find yourself going, "What was the purpose of any of these characters in certain films nowadays?" Right? In this film, I believe everybody served a purpose, right? And this is to jump ahead a wee bit, J-Mac, right? But I want to ask you the question, right? So Kid Cudi was in this, yeah?
I have no idea who Kid Cudi is.
Me either, but when I was researching this dude, I realised he was Kid Cudi, right? So he's a big deal among...
I thought Netflix had just recast The Witcher again.
No wrong, mate. But this guy, Kid Cudi, right? I thought to myself, he's the only guy really that doesn't serve a purpose because he just kind of comes across obnoxious, then leaves. Okay, but I thought, yes, he does serve a purpose. What do you know fully what the purpose was, or will I break it down?
Go for it, mate. It sounds like you're prepared for it.
Well, because this is what I was thinking. Because in my head, I'm watching this film going, how's he going to get out? Obviously, the premise of this film is that he needs to try and find a way out of this concert that's blocked off by all the FBI. They're waiting on him with a guy his description, right? And I thought to myself, oh no, how are you getting out? And each time he finds a way, then you're hearing it through the comms that this profiler, this magnificent profiler who's caught 10 of his type previously, nobody gets past her. She's onto him, and he's like, fuck, you start to feel the sweat for him. Then Kid Cudi walks by, and he's like, hey, clearly Kid Cudi's character's gay, right? And looks back at him and is like, hey. I believe his character was there as an option for us at home to go, you could just go and feel him up and have him take you to his tour bus. He was an option, right?
No, that's class. That would have been brilliant. Like if he wasn't with his daughter, he 100% would have just done that.
Right. I think him doing that, right? And Josh Hartnett literally going through this turmoil in his head, like there's a way out, right? And he weighs up his option and ultimately goes for the latter, right? His other option. But I believe his purpose was clearly as an option.
How funny would it have been though if you seen Josh Hartnett going, oh.
But see, if you watch that scene again, the guy's proper looking back at him going like, God damn, to Josh Hartnett. and he's looking at him like, and I thought, there's a chance, there's a shot. Right? Am I wrong?
The film would only have been about 50 minutes long at that point. It'd be pish. You need to keep it going longer than that. But no, I actually never even thought of that. Hello, Lee.
Splendid to have you here tonight, Lee. I hope you've seen Trap. Aye. So I am just hot off the trails. I was in the Hydro to see Blink-182, and then like the day later I watched this film. So even just that gig, I think they pulled off the gig perfectly.
100%. Like it
honestly felt like they were at a gig.
Aye, it almost seemed like they maybe like Rocky Balboa when they just hijacked a fight.
Hijacked.
They just like, they hijacked a real fight. And filmed some Rocky stuff while the crowd was already in. So a good way to save money. This one looks like it had. I mean, surely you couldn't get that many extras for a film of this kind of budget. I'm imagining this film's probably in the region of about 50 million. I never looked up the budget.
Because it was actually funded by Shyamalan himself, they didn't release the budget. However, I can tell you, so far gross, it's earned 72 million, so it's probably above what the budget was. Another thing as well, because he funds it himself, he actually started resuming this film after COVID. You know, when the big SAG-AFTRA thing, we're not working. He was like, fucking crack on, I am. Right. And another thing, do you know this was all shot in sequence?
Oh, that's cool. I love stuff like that. I love it. I mean, it's very rarely done. I'm sure we've reviewed something before that was shot in sequence, but I cannot remember what the hell it was.
It was Basket Case.
Hang on, there's some proper racket going on outside this room.
J Max.
Apologies for that.
Oh, sorry, I thought you were away. This was also shot on film as well, because
his
name. There's an Asian guy, cinematographer. His name is.
You want to just bring it up on the screen and I'll say it.
I'm going to have a bash first.
All right, let's go for it.
His name is Sayombu Mukdeep Prom.
You want Do that again.
Sayombo. Muck Deep Prom.
Like, your pronunciation of the second name's pretty funny, but the first name's fucking hilarious, man.
Well, here it
Sayombo.
What do you think? What's that?
It's, I think it is probably Sayombo Mugti Prom. But not Sayombo. Sayombo. It's like he spells the end of his name with a puke emoji. My name's Sayombo. Oh,
well, the film that M. Night Shyamalan really liked, and the reason for hiring big Sayombo was called "Call Me by Your Name."
Right. I don't think I've seen that one.
Nah, me either. But he was a big fan of that, so he was like, right, I'm flying in Sayo. Call him Sayo for no one, right? I'm flying in Sayo because he specifically works with film.
Mm-hmm.
So
it's a dying
so
art.
This was shot in film. Well, that's so. Like I say, before we get to the parts where we're going to shit on it a bit, and that's in contrast, by the way. I don't say like, oh, I can't wait to get to the bit where we're going to shit all over it. There's as much good in this. There's probably more good in this than there is not. Right? There's things that don't sit right with me. Right? Even as check me at IMDb, but as a filmmaker, right?
Pretentious cunt.
As a filmmaker, there's things I wouldn't have let pass in this, right? And I'll get to them in a sec. Lindsay, hey, Lindsay, you're supposed to be away on a weekend, but that's very nice that you've tuned in and given us your time. I hope you've seen Trap. It's a new one. It's like I was saying. It's very much. Well, we're going to right. Let's go into what was good about it. Let's go into all the stuff so that we hype up everything that's good about this film, right? Everything that's good, so that when in contrast, the bad stuff won't seem that bad. Lindsay says, "Broke my toe." What? How? So did you still go away? That's awkward. Imagine going to go away and then break your toe. Yeah, I'd still go if I broke my toe. I'd like just straighten it.
My stag do was knackered because I twisted my ankle.
Oh no! What a bitch! Did you actually like knackered? What do you mean knackered? As in you didn't have one? Like it never went ahead?
No, it happened. It was Go Ape and then Whitburn Bowling Club, but the Go Ape I couldn't take part in. I had to just go and watch everybody else enjoying my stag do.
Wait, that sounds like some. Why Whitburn Bowling Club?
Oh no, that was the end of the night. I think we went into Livingston first.
All right, I'm glad there was some saving grace. Spoons,
spoons.
Fucking hell, mate! I was being dragged across a fucking motorway with a wee Chinese guy on the back of a bike on my stag do. I can't even remember like how I got into my hotel, woke up with no money, and fucking wearing a dress. I was basically, you can make a film about my stag do, and there was so many characters. They were like, here, we've got this game. You need to go up to a girl now and hold her hand and walk through the centre, like this big shopping centre, wherever we were, Edinburgh. Shopping centre. No. We change the scenery.
I do it with class.
But you know what? So here's my thing. They were like, you need to go and find a woman and hold her hand through this centre. And I was like, oh no, how am I gonna pull this off? Right? They all had their things to do, and they had been completing theirs. Todd's was to go up to someone and speak like Hulk Hogan, brother. Oh, what you gonna do when I order a side of fries, brother? Right? Proper in character. We're all howling, right? My thing was, you need to go and take a woman's hand, and I'm like, oh no, and walk a certain amount of space. Fucking seen a wee old lady coming up the escalator. I was like, here is my chance. Didn't they say what age it had to be? I was like, hi, are you all right?
As always, Kev, you found a fucking loophole. As always.
Like, yeah. So here's me holding this wee lady's hand and making sure she gets to her seat all right, while looking back at the stag party going. Do you know what all of them done?
Clap.
Well,
they slow clapped your deviousness.
Hey, I benefit, she benefit. It was all good. It was all
How funny would it be if that wee old woman's still looking for you?
No, I helped her. Job and done, my friend. Too much dancing. Oh, good. So she broke it on holiday. Well, you guys got to take the good with the bad, which is what we're doing right now when we say there's plenty of good in this film and there's plenty of bad.
Oh, segue.
Right.
Segue.
But thank you for the slow clap. The way that they make you feel when you're watching this film, you definitely feel claustrophobic, and you're like, oh no, you can almost feel what he's feeling, and Josh Hartnett does a great job of that, making you go like, oh no. And every time he gets one step ahead, and then there's a new issue, you're like, oh fuck, time's ticking, right? Even there's a point where he goes to turn the fire extinguisher, he's like, and the wee woman's talking in his ear because he's bumped a wee stereo. And they're like, we stereo.
I think you meant a walkie-talkie.
A walkie-talkie.
So nobody sees a serial killer walking about with a fucking boombox. But you up to listening to the police.
Janice, hey, don't be silly. Late or not, it's still good to have you here. Great to see you. Like I was saying, he's listening, and they're like, she's predicting his every move, so he's ready to pull the fire alarm, and she says, he's going to try and create chaos, and he's like, fuck, right? So this woman is clearly the best there is, right? Now you see throughout the film folk that match his description being yanked out of their seats and all that. What, man, I was just trying to eat a corn dog with my daughter. No, right? Dragged away by the FBI. Now obviously they're going to take him, pat him down, give him the rhetoric, and then they're going to let him go. So I'm like, okay, fair dues. Then there comes a point where he's like, right, what can I do instead of pulling the fire alarm? Oh, there's a lassie just doing her own thing. I'm going to fucking throttle her down the stairs, right? And you're saying no one looked at the top of the stairs and was like, there's the guy that matches the description of the guy they're looking for. At no point did anybody go, oh, this woman that just came fleeing down these stairs probably fell. At no point did anybody look up. Say, how did she come down? It's not even like he runs away when he does it either. He throws her and is like, yep, she's done. And then
I think she was about to pass out by the looks of it. There was a lot of people passing out of this concert, even folk walking about in the hall. Like, you understand people inside the concert, like getting so excited, and then they get this weird fucking fainting that happens. But this is like folk walking about in the corridors in between songs, just like,
Well, let me tell you, I know what that is. It's essentially the safe space. So you do get people that go to a concert and can't deal with the heat or can't deal with it, like their anxiety. So mental health's a big thing now for a lot of big touring artists. Taylor Swift, all these people, they have what's called like a safe zone. And what they can do is they can go to the side of the stage where there's an area set up for them when they feel queasy like that. And that's why you were seeing that. That's M. Night Shyamalan going, here you go, Netflix, here's the box ticked. Look, we're representing the people that come to concerts when they really shouldn't, because no,
when they really shouldn't.
Well, they shouldn't. If you're someone that's no into being around a ton of folk, then you go. You shouldn't go. Yeah.
Aye, but then again, you've got no choice. If like something, they've got no choice. Like if you really want to see an artist, you have to kind of get over the feeling of whatever it is that's holding you back for that, and go. And it's good that they've got a safe space to go to. In that case, it's the first time. So this is the first time I've actually agreed with a safe space in my life.
I'm all for that. I am all for that. I'm just saying, like, majority of people that are not able to be in these positions shouldn't be. They shouldn't be put in the positions, but they can, because these things have over the last couple of years really developed. And I think that's what he was alluding to. That's why there were so many people going, I'm fucking dizzy, man. And then they weren't well represented, because that's probably not how they'd act. You know what I mean? One sec. Janice says, I have good news. Oh, wait a minute. Do I have a wee drum roll I can... What?
What?
Oh, wait a minute.
There we go.
Right, Janice. That was the good news. The biopsy they did last week turns out if they hadn't removed the 3 growths when they did, then I would have been going through. Oh, fucking hell, Janice.
Janice caught it.
Oh, good hood then. Now, is that what that means?
Yeah, it's good.
Janice, Do you know? Let me just tell you this right now, okay? Do you really think that the universe would allow you to have all that pish going on with you when you've got a fucking deep dive to be jumping on? Whereas at Christmas, I think not. Right? So you're fine at least up to Christmas. Now, I'm joking. You'll be fine. This is just humor, J-Mac. Stop laughing like that. Janice.
Wait, this is just humor. Stop laughing.
Yeah. No, Janice, you're a warrior, my friend. So keep doing everything that you do, and in no way am I frightened that you'll succumb to any of these crappy things that exist in life, because, like Rocky, when you get knocked down, you get the hell back up, and ain't no final blow coming to Janice. How do we got? Wait, I'm gonna see if I got a sound effect for Janice. Wrong one. No, I'm joking. I'm trying to make you laugh, Janice. Janice, everybody, you don't clap, because everybody send some positive juju to Janice, because we're giving you some. I give it to you in the form of humor, Janice. So apologies but I think it'll make her laugh.
You know, it's funny. Everybody knows what that wee tune is, and nobody admits it.
I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
See,
Matthew says, "That's awesome." Janice says, "Matthew, thank you." Lindsay says, "Great news, Janice." Of course, yes, means they caught it. Good, Janice. It sucks that was even a thing, but so happy that it's not. You can joke about it. Well, to an extent, J-Mac. Nah, Janice, laughter is healing. Like Lindsay said last week, Billy Connolly always, that's his way of being spiritual, is creating laughter. And laughter is good. Laughter is good for the soul. So
very true.
Unfortunately, that's only one of my only talents. And I'm not even sure it's a real talent, because it makes me laugh. I don't know if it makes everybody else. But I've got to hope.
I've seen you laughing in situations that should not be laughed at all.
But I can't help it sometimes. Sometimes.
But the good thing is, at least when you really start laughing, you're really quiet, so you hide it well.
Or I just do this to you.
That's the worst. That is the worst, because I know that you know I'm going to lose my shit.
Which in turn makes me lose my shit. There was nothing harder. There was nothing harder to beat than that time you farted during that guy's interview, and it was so serious, talking about his friends. And you even have the cheek to lean forward and fart. Like, you could visibly see you lean forward. You farted, and they never picked up on it, but I did. And the two of us are just like the whole time. If anybody wants to see that clip, it's available on our TikTok, Instagram. It was a horrendous.
Oh man, I'd actually love to see that. Do you think you could pull that up again? Do you think you could pull it up during this show?
I could probably get it for the end, yeah.
Please, because it is properly funny. But I just wasn't expecting it to be as loud. I didn't think my microphone was good enough to actually pick it up. But as you do podcasting for a longer time, you realise that the cheap microphones pick up fucking everything, and the dear ones are the ones that don't pick up stuff that's not meant to. Absolutely. So I never knew that at the time. But I've just made it my thing now. So
good. Janice says, yes.
Speaking of which, there we go.
Unbelievable, man. Not very ladylike. Janice says, yes, it is. The thing is, I wasn't going to have it done, but Ray insisted. Always listen to your fella, because he will always have your best interest at heart. Also, listen to your intuition. Even Lindsay had told me this the other week there, that your body knows. So, like, you inherently know if something's not right. So, don't wait around. I think you've been very lucky in this scenario, Janice. And you're a fucking legend, man. You're a wee warrior. So keep doing as you do. And see, Lindsay says, absolutely. I think you should probably speak to Lindsay. She has a lot to, as was very evident in last week's episode. She has a lot to. Sometimes the most simplest of words can really make such a big difference. And that's, think about it, words. But the trap. So we're talking about the good.
It's been a while since we spoke about this.
I know. But to be fair, if I was going to go off into the weeds about anything, I'd much rather it was to let Janice know that we are here and fucking pulling for her. And she doesn't need us to pull her for her because she's already kicked ass already. Janice. So
aye, and also to say that we're pulling for her, that wee tune that you played for her becomes really appropriate.
What tune was that? I pressed the wrong button. I didn't have it. I don't have many.
Okay.
Thing is, if it made her laugh, job fucking done, mate. Job done. So she says, maybe I will talk with her. And Lindsay says, Janice, anytime. Most definitely. I think everybody needs to be able to chat, and it's good. It's good when you can. But what we're fucking chatting about is what was good about this film, right? Another segue. And it was, anybody that's yet to watch Trap, watch it, right? Because there's a lot of good stuff in it. You are vicariously living through Josh Hartnett with his big, beautiful face.
And his hair. How good is his hair, man? His hair's almost a character.
It gets the same credit at the end. And I like as well that, again, at the back, you know he's a serial killer, and you know that you're following him. So it twists. You're almost rooting for a serial killer. Like what the hell?
Well, I think one thing that makes you really root for him though is because of the circumstance that he's in and the things he has to do to try and get out the situation. He actually becomes dad of the fucking millennium for his daughter.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? It's like everything he does makes her experience at the concert so much more amazing.
So much better. Aye. Gets her the t-shirt, gets her the wee fan of the whatever it is. There's a wee thing. It's like I'll not ruin that part. But this is going to get a bit spoilery in a minute. So you're all aware. But the thing is, he does. It's an element as well. Like, you know, he probably could have got out there a lot quicker and easier if he didn't have his child there, essentially holding him back.
Aye.
But how does he go to his
He
child?
could have been away with the Black Witcher.
100% the Black Witcher. So the thing is, there's many elements to it. There's ways in which he could get out, but he's like, well, I can't just leave my daughter here, and it doesn't make any sense. She's like, where's my dad? Like, again, a lot would blow his cover. A lot of it. So, for me, the biggest disappointment was this. The fact that they've got basically the John Wick of serial killer hunters. And she's outwitted at every moment, only for Ariana Grande wannabe to essentially catch him. Like, wait a fucking minute. Really? Really? Right? So even
she doesn't. How spoilery are we getting here?
Oh, we're just going straight into it, mate.
Right. She doesn't catch him. She outs him. He outs himself to her.
Yeah.
Because of the circumstance that he's in, and she finds herself in a situation where she can do what she can to get the fuck out the situation. And the best way that she can get out is to actually be quite antagonistic. It's not just to do everything he says. The only way she's going to get out is to actually go against what he's saying. And I loved that. See, I think we're actually probably going to disagree on the second half of the film, because I know that you said that the second half is where it kind of lost you, but I didn't think it did, apart from one element which we'll probably talk about. You'll have it written down. And I'll let you know. I'll let you know when that particular aspect of it comes up.
So he outs himself to her, saying, basically, get me out here. She's like, let's go to your gaff. Right? Cool. Family are not aware that he's a serial killer, so she's kind of playing along and like, right, I'm going to look for my opportunity. Big issue for it is this. She grabs his phone, which, by the way, you could take my phone. I'm not a serial killer. You could take my phone. You're not getting into it without a Face ID, without anything. He has none of that. Considering what he has on his phone, like surveillance of his capture.
He does. He does have it. He does have a password on his phone. Now she doesn't have to. She doesn't have to use it though, because when she grabs the phone off him, he's already unlocked it.
Yeah, but she runs.
But then once he takes it back off her, it's been locked. So he has to type in his password.
Here's another thing, Well, she runs into the bathroom and locks it, and she's.
Hey, don't here's another thing, mate. You need to tell me I'm right about that. Yeah,
Well,
fucking don't gloss over my quality observations. Just
I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why that's incorrect. Okay.
No.
So yes, he opened his phone. No. Listen, he opened his phone. So yes, he opened his phone, right? But this is a secure app. This is surveillance. That app would require. If I open my email, it still requires me again to scan my face to know that it's me. You're accessing sensitive information. I just thought for someone who's got it all on his phone, it would be a bit harder to get into his phone.
I just press the big goat face. Done.
No done. Right. So I'm right in what I'm saying here.
Nah.
J Mac, if you were a serial killer, mate, if you were tying folk up and chopping them all up in that usual Saturday night, right? Surely, if all the evidence is on your phone, right, you're going to have it saved to a point where it's no easy to find. And if you do find it, you're going to have to put one hell of a password in to get to it. Surely. Is it just me?
You would think maybe that was his own downfall. He didn't have it secure enough. He definitely did have a password on it. He had a passcode, but at no point was facial recognition a part of it. But he did have a passcode. But he already, when she grabbed the phone off him, he already had it in his hand ready for a particular thing. He had it in his hand ready. It was already unlocked.
I'll give you that, right? But what I'm saying is he should have had more. All right, 100%.
He definitely should have had more. He definitely should have had more. It doesn't fucking make me wrong. I'm right. And I love it. And I'm taking it to the grave.
The thing is, as well, though, the thing is, for someone that's so OCD and has thought of everything else clearly displayed at the end of the film, right? You should have just thought about this more. Lee says, I believe he had an app opened. He wasn't filming. He was shown it to show at any sec he could press the button. That's true. That did cross my mind. But what took it away from me is the fact that when she goes into the bathroom, the app's no longer open. She has to go back into the app. So if he had that open.
Well, the app's still open. She just looks at the phone and presses the goat face. And it's there. Probably because the phone hasn't been locked.
But why is there a goat face?
Screensaver.
No, because no screensaver. He had it open to show her anything could happen.
He hasn't touched anything though, so after a wee amount of time, a screensaver comes on.
Oh, right. Oh, okay. So that's what it is then. So after a wee amount of time, it doesn't lock you out. It just puts a goat face there so anybody looking can see it.
It's battery saving.
As much as you're right, you've got to admit, I have a wee bit of a point, right? Right. Okay.
You've got a wee bit of a point, aye.
Right, okay. We'll leave it at that, right? So she runs into the bathroom, locks the door, and is like, everybody, here's where everything is. To this phone, he's like, right, wee guy, where are you? What did you see? Blah, blah, blah. And he's like this serial killer's going, let me in! Let me in! Boom! Door open. Grab her, grab the phone. At what point? Oh, you don't want it out to your family. Well, you've just dragged them up the stairs and locked them in a room.
Mm-hmm. I'll tell you why. That's his house. He's got OCD. He's not going to want to damage anything and make a fucking mess, is he?
But he's also not going to want them to take away his wee project that he's been cutting.
That's how powerful OCD can be, man. That's another thing. M. Night Shyamalan's making a point there. He's like, OCD is a real thing and it affects people in ways that are just so inconceivable and irrational that he didn't bust in his own toilet door because he knew it was going to make a fucking mess.
You could have a point. I'll give you that. You could have a point, but still not good enough. Still not good enough. Honestly, isn't it?
It is good enough. If it's good enough for me, it's good enough for me. It's good enough for me.
So fuck you. Matthewman says, great twist would be, and I've put in mind, I've not seen it yet, would be if at the end the daughter was in his wee mental butcher apprentice and kills everyone. See, it leaves you guessing at some points. Or that Josh has a ghost. Josh was a ghost the entire movie. That'd be fun. But imagine Shyamalan just did that again just to annoy folk. Like made another film where at the end it turns out he's a ghost. He'd be like, oh, you dick. I thought it was going to be something new. You M. Night shat on me. So he it goes from being like really awesome, and another thing as well, that woman at the end, bursting in the door like she's done anything that whole fucking film. I actually said to my wife, see when she bursts in and she's like that with a thing to electrocute Josh Hartnett, and she's walking in like she's saved the day, the wee fucking profiler. I'm like, yeah, Dale fucking nothing. She done fuck all the whole fucking film.
She's a bit like Dr. Loomis in Halloween. All he does is tell folk that they're fucked. He doesn't do anything to help.
I know. It's so true, right? She done fuck all and then walks in like a fucking blaze of glory at the end. I'm like, get to fuck. You've done fuck all. We fucking want to be Ariana Grande fucking done it all. You know what I mean? Like, didn't he walk in here now with the fucking coat on and the fucking hairdo? Get to fuck.
I mean, that's the... This could be M. Night Shyamalan going, the government will come in and take credit for everything.
Well, it's the truth. You look at you try to fucking give this guy all the praise. Mate,
can you tell I enjoyed this film?
Go watch The Village and come back. All right, you'll be like, aye, fuck M. Night Shyamalan.
I hated The Village.
I loved it. I loved it.
I hated it. I thought that was a steaming pile of piss.
No, I loved it.
Nah, that was that one.
How's it
That one
pile
was
of piss?
not for me. That was not for me. We're not here to talk about that. Let's do a deep dive on it, and I'll tell you in detail why it's a pile of piss.
Coming up next week? Nah, it won't be next week, but 100% we'll get a deep dive on that. And by the way, we've spoke about M. Night Shyamalan. We've covered his films before. We've done a full episode dedicated to some of his best work. Like, on the whole, I think he's phenomenal. Right? Everything you do is ever going to hit every time. So we should never hold him to that standard where everything he does has to be perfect.
We had Daniel Jackson on this show.
Right. Do you know what I mean? I don't think, like, so what? Even in some of his work that's not been the greatest, folk will still love that. There's people out there that look at me. I love films that folk hate.
Mm-hmm.
So we should never, his M. Night Shyamalan, you can't really tarnish his name. When you see his name on any poster, you're like watching it, and you go in with a mind frame like this might be shite, but it might be class.
Last Airbender.
I never watched that. It's a wee bald guy with an arrow on his head. I thought, you've taken this too far. Is it good?
No.
Well, I'll probably like it then.
Aye, you'll like it just out of spite. So everybody hates this, I'm going to like it.
No, because I do hate films that people hate. I also dislike films that people love and go. Like, I remember watching, what was it? Catch Me If You Can. Was that DiCaprio and Hanks? I remember watching that going, that is the biggest pile of pish ever. Being so bored. Remember when you were a kid and you put a film on and you're like, it's just talking. It's just talking.
Oh, it's funny. I actually had that experience the other night. After the other night, it was last weekend after I came back for the Crow. I watched the old one again just to get the taste out of my mouth. And Murray started watching it with us. And there wasn't enough action in it for him. And it's funny because he fucked off like just before all the action. Because it was too talky. It was too much talking. There wasn't enough happening.
Well, I can appreciate a good talky film. One that we covered many moons ago. The Father, was it?
Yeah.
He's got Alzheimer's. And actually, again, from the perspective of someone with Alzheimer's. I love these point of view type of films. It's interesting. And I like that we're seeing a lot more of it. Eh? So the bad definitely does not outweigh the good. I think there's a lot more good in this than there is bad. I did feel that it was very much, look at my daughter, look at her singing.
Aye, the thing is, actually, obviously, when the concert first starts and she's just playing like typical new pop music shite, and then she starts playing this thing on the piano, and I was like, oh, that's M. Night going, look, she could do a Bond theme. She could do a Bond theme, look. And it is a showcase for her. It does showcases her ability as a musician. I'll give her that, although I'm not into that type of music.
Fucking pants actress.
Thanks for fucking saying that. That's what I was just going to say.
She's pish as an actress. I said to my wife,
there was moments where I was like, she's no great, but she's no terrible. Then there was bits where I was like, oh, that was terrible.
It was fucking bad.
But she should stick to the songy stuff.
Next week on the Jibber Jabber Podcast, ladies and gentlemen, it's Salika Shyamalan. It was fucking class. You were phenomenal. Did I ever say you should be an actor? I'm joking. Nah. I feel that there's ways to go. You can tell that she's actually a singer, which she does great. No my bag at all. She can sing, and she does have. I likened her to Ariana Grande, who has a hell of a range, right? Ariana Grande, no my bag either. But no one can say that that woman's not talented in regards to how well she can sing, the range she's got, her ability. Like, so I use that. I use that.
She seems like she could. She seems like she could hold a concert together quite well.
Do you know? Did you notice this as well? By the way, in this film, and it was deliberate. So M. Night Shyamalan says, "You as the viewer do not get any closer to the stage until Josh does."
That's cool.
Did you notice
Never
that?
noticed that.
Did I fuck? At no point. Always the concert's happening in the background. Only when he gets closer to the stage and behind the stage do you see anything that goes on behind it. It's all again through his perception. These are wee things that I think maybe on a second watch you maybe pick up more on. But I think there's, like I say, tons of great shit. Haley Mills, yeah, wee gimp, right? That's the one that played the profiler. Right? Didn't come about here acting like you were the fucking big boss in this. For profiler that caught 10, you couldn't catch this one. But you walk in at the end, like you're the fucking big boss. Oh, look at me.
She also, I don't understand why she had full control over the SWAT team's movements.
I know.
Do you know, like, I understand her giving her advice, but at one point she was like, do this, do that, do this, do that. I'm like, who gives her the authority to do that? At no point did anybody hand over the torch to her to go, right, you've got control of the team. That wouldn't happen. There's a couple of things that wouldn't happen.
Well, police giving a briefing, and the guy that looks exactly like the guy you're looking for is in the background while you're giving the briefing, and nobody bothers to say a thing. At so many points.
But he had the password. He had the password, but
fuck off. Right, fuck off.
I found that scene so funny though. Like I was laughing. Like he's standing there watching like 50 cops talking about him. Then he just walks through them. I was like, excuse me, need to get to the coffee. And I was laughing. I thought it was funny, and it almost seemed like his character was enjoying it a wee bit. Like it was, and even when wee Jamie says, "Oh, I've been following the butcher since his first victim," there was almost like a wee glint in his eye, like, "Oh, I like this. I think somebody's, I'm famous." And I think there's a wee bit of narcissism in him as well, which happens to a lot of folk with OCD.
It's the hiding in plain sight, isn't it?
Sorry, I'm just waiting for a reaction for Lee. He's sitting next to me. He's got OCD. Aye.
What about his wee sexual aids?
There is. He's about 10 or 15 seconds behind live.
What about his wee penis huggers?
Do we have to bring them up again?
Does he have OCD with it?
I can only use them if they're dirty.
I don't have OCD, but there's things about me that I'm like, can I do that? Like I'll literally, when I'm eating crisps, I'll literally sit like this. Like I'll sit like this. Nothing can touch my fingers that I've used crisps until I go and wash them. I'll sit like a crab to the point my wife goes.
Do that again.
Totally me. I give this film 5 out of 10. Which, by the way, was not generous. I should have given it a bit more, I think. But I didn't because it pissed me off with just how he's clearly a mastermind, right? He's the best at what he does, right? Even towards the end, you're like, yep, he still is. But he let it get out of control by not just bashing that door in, taking the phone off her. Like, for me, that's when it went all downhill. And then the cops come in like, oh, we're the big boss, we've done it. No, you fucking haven't. Get back to the concert. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm also, at a 7 with it.
I understand the 7, that's fine. I think I've maybe got to watch it once or twice again to really up that, because it left me going, fuck off, man. He escapes all this just to have some wee lassie fucking run away with his phone, and that's how it get the fuck. He would not let that happen. Come on, give him a bit more weight.
I think he was in a situation where he couldn't not let it happen.
Wolfman's got Nards. That's a class name. Says, I feel like this movie gets more hate for not having a twist. I don't mind not having a twist. And in a
I have
way,
to say, I was waiting for it, but I think a twist would have made it really silly.
like I'm no the killer. Yeah.
I mean, there's almost a twist in it, but it's more an explanation as to what's happened throughout the rest of the film as to an actual twist.
Yeah.
The only thing that makes it maybe a twist is because of who the person is that's involved in it.
Well, yeah, there is a twist, and we'll not ruin it. We'll not ruin it. But there is a slight twist. I actually don't, especially with Shyamalan films, I don't need a twist. I honestly don't need one. Like, I don't think Old had a twist either. It was just basically what it was.
I never watched that one.
Watch it. I don't think it's that bad either. You basically go on this wee beach and you start going, "What the fuck? I'm aging in like minutes." It's basically is a place to go that ages you like fuck, and there's more to it than that. But that never had a twist. But I actually did enjoy that film, whereas people kind of panned it. I think when you're the guy that's great at twists, people essentially expect it. But no, I think his batting average for me, I have far more of his films that I do like than any I don't. I'm trying to think of what did I not even like. God, we went through this on a full episode, and I had said, "Here's some that are just."
It was Lady in the Water, because I like that one.
I've not
did.
seen that. No, I've not seen that. I need to go and watch that, Lady in the Water. What were the films of his? Didn't they like? And I loved The Happening as well.
No, The Happening I hated, but I think if I was to rewatch it with this is a comedy in my mind, I would maybe enjoy it more.
I think Mark Wahlberg just goes over the top. He goes proper Nicolas Cage on it. Eh? Lee says, I got pissed that the wife's sets him up, but no, the time though to tell the big boss who he was. We'll skip past that one. Or that the kids get taken away to protect them, but turn back up just as 100%. By the way, 100%. That would never happen ever. Totally agree with that. Nobody likes The Happening. Nobody. What? Lol. The Happening wasn't that bad. Like, my bar is not a high bar. Right? This is how I judge a film. Did I watch, like, one, did you keep me invested in the film? Like, did I stay with it? Two, did I go, quite like that? That's it. And The Happening done that for me. I was like, plants, this makes sense. Because plants evolve. We said this last week when we had Lindsay on. Plants evolve to stop whatever is detrimental to the plant being detrimental to the plant. So they're like, Ken, what? You can all get to fuck parties there. Start releasing shit that makes you kill yourself. Phenomenal idea. Think about that as you're sitting in a boardroom going, this is my idea.
It's a great idea that was really poorly executed.
I think Mark Wahlberg, I think it's what? The whole time. I think it's that really does it.
So why the fuck are you always out of breath? Why are you always out of breath?
The Trappening. I was laughing my head off when the old bitch smashes her head through the window and she's like, just like proper killing herself. Crazy. Great concept. I wonder how he comes up with it. M. Night Shyamalan's like the Stephen King of M.
Night Shyamalan world.
Of M. Night Shyamalan world. You know, Signs was phenomenal.
I love Signs.
Signs was so good. Very
slow burn, but it's a good one.
Sixth Sense is a film that terrified me as a child. Thought it was a horror, but the more I grow up and watch it, like it's one of there you go. How many films are like that where if you watch it as through the lens of a child, right? When you're a kid, you get a completely different experience as you do when you're an adult. So as an adult, I watch The Sixth Sense and I'm like seeing it, I'm watching it with compassion. Watch it as a kid, shiting myself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Even the music, when it comes on, I'm like, this fucks with me. But realistically, there's a lot of compassion to be had in there. There's a lot of sad stories, right? And then there's something quite beautiful when Toni Collette, the mum character, she finally connects with her son at the end. These are things I missed out as a kid. You know what I mean?
You're just this is the bone bit. It's the bone bit.
Aye. But as an adult, I'm like, that's such a powerful scene.
Yeah.
Where he's like he's crying to the point he can't actually talk, and she is too, and he's like, you know, Granny says she was watching you that day dancing, and in Toni Collette's performance, you see that she's like, "Fuck, he's telling the truth." Like she says so much without saying anything, but her
She's good at
reaction,
that. She's very good
phenomenal. That's what I'm saying. I get a better appreciation for that film the more I watch it, and there are not many films you can watch through the lens of a child when you're younger watching it, and then when you're an adult and get a completely different experience of the film. I think that's something you and I should really revisit with films, or talk about it more in depth when we review films that we watched as a kid. Like, as a child, what did you get, and as an adult, what did you get? You know, and see if they differ, because I think there's some true power in a film when you can get that. You know,
aye, definitely. That sounds fun.
Lee says
Almost as much. Almost as much fun as it looked like Josh Hartnett was having making this film. He was having a fucking blast with
absolutely
The Trap, and
absolutely.
I hope to see him in more stuff. I really do, because I think he could be one to watch again at this stage in his life.
I've always thought he was excellent. When I see him in something, I'm like, yep, good shout. Lee says majorly underrated as Toni Collette. 100%. Josh Hartnett, the reason he got this part is him and Shyamalan are not in Hollywood. Wonder why? It's the whole...
Careful.
You know what? Anyway, they're not in Hollywood.
I'm going to Kevin Hart this one.
Aye. Exactly. 100%. So he met up with Josh for a coffee during the week outside of Hollywood, just saying, you know, it's good that we're not in Hollywood. M. Night Shyamalan was like, "Oh, I liked what you did in Black Mirror. I liked what you did in Oppenheimer." They started chatting, and then they started talking about their kids and the family. And M. Night Shyamalan had basically wrote this script and was like, "You're actually the perfect guy for it." Came to his head, and he was just like, "You've got the part." M. Night Shyamalan took 5 months to write this. It's the quickest film that he's ever written and then made. Right, his second, right, with 6 months, right. So there's one other film that was a close second. It was initially his first film that he'd written, it was the film he'd written the fastest until this film, right? Which film was it? Guess. What film of his did he write in 6 months?
Unbreakable.
It was Signs.
All right, okay.
Which is like, but you know, when he wrote both this and Signs, he viewed it quite comical while writing it. He was laughing lots. Mad how
Signs is very funny as well. I think the bit where Mel Gibson's running around the house going, like, he's just shouting obscenities without shouting obscenities. It's really funny. It's very clever. But I not like both myself and our Lee over here, we were both howling like watching this film. It is very darkly funny, and it's like I said, a really wry sense of humor, and I think that does carry the film a bit. I think without the humor, as subtle as it might be, without the humor, the film would maybe be a bit boring. But no, I really liked it. Like I said, I gave it a 7. I think your 5 is fucking harsh. Like you said that yourself.
So. I am going to up that on reflection. I'm going to up it.
But no, I would definitely recommend it. And I said to my wife when I told her we were going to go and see it, she's like, "Oh, I see that." I was like, "Well, I'm going with Lee. You need to look after the reins." So I said, "But if it's good, I'll go and see it with you as well."
I can't believe you said, "Well, but I'm going to go and see it." I can't believe you said that. Lee should have watched the kids.
Nah.
Unless you can alone your kids.
I know I've got a really bad delay here for some reason.
I can see that. I don't know why. It's maybe the power of whatever. The fact that people do want to see it is good. He's created something quite decent. I enjoyed it. I just had my issues with it. But you should take your missus to go see it. Let Lee watch your kids.
Aye. I'll do that. I'll do that on your recommendation.
Lee's like, I fucking agreed to nothing.
He's I'm not looking after the fucking Waynes. This is my only day off.
Class. Yeah. there's so many good films to. So next week I'll actually be on holiday, so it's unlikely we'll have an episode. But the week after that, by that time, we should receive our new copies of Orca, which is
which is Jaws with a fucking killer whale instead.
right.
It came out the
right,
same
yeah.
year as Jaws as well. It's just like, come on, come on.
But they've digitally restored it as a studio canal, so we're going to receive some Blu-rays to review basically the new package. And I hope that's what he meant, and no just fucking one of the clear discs.
No, I think it'll be. As you said, fucking one of the discs. I think it'll be one of them.
You reckon? No.
Yeah, I'll definitely. That's definitely what it's going to be.
Well, hopefully.
But fuck, it'll be fun anyway. It'll be fun.
Aye. Matthew Man, there we go. Orca was class.
Oh no. Matthew Man likes it. Oh no.
That can only mean one thing.
Rubbish, man.
Oh no. It's like looking through your movie recommendations and you scroll, you stop at something you think might look all right, and it says a mutual friend likes this. Matthewman, keep scrolling. No, I'm joking. Hey, if Matthewman likes it, that only reinforces that I'm going to like it 100%. But I can understand your worries. But no, that should be good. So I reckon that'll be our next episode. We are waiting to hear back from a couple celebrity guests, but we shall see. If the universe wills it to happen, it will, and we'll see what happens. A lot of cool stuff coming up as always. So just hit that subscribe and all that cool stuff. I'm not going to sit there and be like, please subscribe, but your reviews mean a lot. Like, it helps us in ways which I don't know yet, but they do help. No, I do know, but I'm not going to sit here and bore you all by like subscribe. If you enjoy the show, you do more than enough just by tuning in and being absolute fucking legends. So we thank you very much for that and giving us your Sunday evening, because that's awfully classy. That's
the thing though. Sunday nights are really shite. They're really shite, especially if you work Monday to Friday. Sunday nights are properly pish. So I think we're a good alternative to sitting watching fucking pointless celebrities on Challenge or whatever the fuck. Just
I agree to that.
Come and watch a couple of idiots talking shit about films. That's what I like.
Aye. And sometimes no films. We're going to get to do a lot more of we're going to do a lot more like movies, and then just stuff that are come away from
interesting stuff.
Wolfman's got nerd says, I'll give the channel a plug, boys. Thank you very much. You need to let us know what you're up to. I will investigate your channel and see what we can do to help everybody. Go and follow Wolfman's got nerds.
Who is that?
I don't know, but I hope it's no POR. No, I'm joking. What are nerds? What are nerds?
Boz. Nuts.
Wolfman's got Boz. That sounds class, whatever it is. Go follow that, folks. I'm going to go and check it out and see what it is he does. Bet he does some cool stuff. Assume it's a he. Kind of speaks like a he with it happening, so I'm going to assume. But if I got it wrong, I'm really sorry. Janice says, love y'all. Janice, you're absolute fucking legend, person. Keep doing what you're doing, and just remember to follow your gut, your instinct, and listen to that good fella of yours. Starship Troopers on the new on ITV4. Mate, who still waits till something's on the telly to watch it? Like, that's on the night on ITV4. Who does that? Everyone's so on demand.
I love Starship Troopers so much. Lee didn't like it. Lee doesn't like Starship Troopers.
Oh, no.
Fucking, wanker, eh?
Oh, man. Matthewman's the only person I know that's like, oh, this is on the night. It's like, it could be on any time. We live in 2024, man. It can be on any time.
Do you know what's murder, though, is when you actually get in the mood to watch a certain film and it's no available on anything without having to pay for it. And you're like, I pay for everything, but I need to still pay for this.
I don't have that problem because I've got a fucking library of physical media behind me. So chances are, if I want to watch it, Janice says, need to do Paranormal Patter. Do you know, we will. We'll bring that back very, very soon. Especially, we'll get Lee on to talk some fucking ghosties. And we'll do something pretty cool.
Maybe a Halloweeny thing.
Yeah. Well, cool. It's coming up to it. I'm a horror channel. Wolfman's got nerds. That's right. Monster Squad. Oh, excellent.
So it is.
Yes.
I remember.
Class. Well, we'll
nerds.
Definitely check that out. We're horror guys. Maybe you should come on and collaborate with us on a special horror episode, because it's getting into Halloween. I think last year we done the was it last year or the year before when we done the 5 Nights of Horror? Had Gary Smart and all the guys on to do quiz with us. I think it was a year before. But
I think it was 2 years ago. Aye. Yep.
and for anybody, by the way, that is looking to be involved in the Terrifier 3 documentary that goes along with the new Terrifier 3 film. It's like a behind the scenes. They are looking for people with memorabilia that have anything to do with the Terrifier. Matthewman is all over that shit because he created like a lot of the fan art that people wear now. The Society t-shirt and that, he designed all that. So I think he's got a place in that. But go to Cult Screening. No, sorry. Send an email over to Gary Smart at cultscreenings@aol.co.uk. Those guys are right now looking to speak to people that are heavy into that. So Wolfman's Got Nards, if you have ever dabbled with art in any way, please do so. And anybody else that listens. Matthewman also says, nice wee Monster Squad reference name. Into Matthewman. I think Matthewman and Wolfman. Matthewman's definitely going to check out Wolfman's Got Nards. And as am I tonight. So I look forward to that. And everybody else, go check out Wolfman's Got Nards. Check it out. Hope it's good. Imagine that. Here I was going to subscribe, but you were fucking shite. Nah, I'm joking. That's usually what folks say when they come to our channel. He's like, shit. Cheers for checking us out, Wolfman's Got Nards. I've seen you here a few times, but it's awfully good of you. Very much appreciate it, and I'll hit that notification bell so I can see when you go live and when you put out new content. Always looking for cool shit to watch, so we'll 100% do that, and we'll hook up very soon for a cool wee episode. Janice, remember what I says to you? December, we'll be doing fucking Gremlins, right? You'll be on the Matthewman's going to put you on the thumbnail and everything. It'll be fucking excellent. You're going to come on and chat to us in depth about Gremlins. Fucking excellent. Aye, so enjoy your week, folks. Hit us up on Facebook if you need to talk to us about anything. Aye, and we will see you very fucking shortly.
Couple of weeks. I've not got the fucking know how to do this myself, so Kev can piss off on holiday for a week, and I'll see you when you get back.
Here, you're breaking the fourth wall here.
Smash, smash. Right, it's broken. But no, thanks for tuning in again, folks, and we shall see you within the next 2 weeks at the most.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
How's that?
Absolutely.
What?
I'll find a way. Where there's a will, there's a way. There's a will, there's a way. Thanks again, folks. Enjoy your week ahead, and thanks again, and we shall see you later again.
Just so you know, Kev, just before you hit away, I'm going to jump out straight away this time. There's stuff I need to watch, so I'm just going to jump straight away, but I'll catch up with you soon after. All right?
No worries, my friend.
Right.
Breaking the fourth wall again.
It was already fucking broke. Right, I'll see you later.
All right. See you later. Take it easy, guys.